Hello everyone, this is Ahmed GHLY and today's video is going to be very amazing because I'm going to do a complete account setup of GoHighLevel. So hang tight. So I will be explaining from starting from creating an account, then setting up the email configurations and the phone settings, and then landing page for opt-in, then booking page, and then a sales pipeline, and then the complete automation as well. So let's get started.
The GoHighLevel boy,
Ahmed at the GHL boy.
GHL boy, Ahmed.
Rashid.
Thank you, Ahmed, and thank you to the rest of your team.
Okay, so first of all, we will have to create a sub account in case you already don't have any sub account created for this business. But in case you already have a sub account, then you don't need to create it. But in case you don't have any sub account, so first we will have to create a sub account. And for that, you will need to have the agency admin access. Otherwise, you won't be able to create a sub account. So then we will have to make sure that we are in the agency view. So right now, as you can see here, when it says click here to switch, that means you are already in the agency view. And then we will have to navigate to sub accounts. And then on the top right where it says add sub account, we need to go there. And right now I will not be uploading any snapshot. The snapshot means the pre-made automations because we will be creating it everything from the scratch. So what I'm going to do is blank snapshot, select and continue. And then first of all, here you will have to type the address of this business. But in case you want to proceed, then you can just go to manual creation. So the first name of the owner, let's say I'm gonna call it Ahmed Rashid, and the email would be info@ghboy.com, and then the business name is going to be the name of the sub account. So I will just type my first account. And then business niche, it's not mandatory, but you can always select it. And then we will have to put our number. And then the address, whatever your business address is. And then the city would be your city. And then the state is going to be whatever your state is. The zip code would be 123456. And then the country, whatever your country is, I will go with United States, and then your website in case you have. So for me, I will use my website ghboy.com, and then the time zone you can select your time zone. Let's see, let's go with EST. There we go. And then we need to click on add sub account. So this business name is going to be actually the name of our sub account that will be created. There we go. The sub account has been created, my first account. And if we go back to sub accounts, and we will be able to locate it right here. So here it is, my first account, but you can always click here to switch as well. So let's go to my first sub account. Here it is. Now we are actually switching to a sub account where we are going to configure everything. So the first step in terms of setting up a sub account is going to be, first of all, we are going to configure the email settings so that we can successfully send all the emails from this sub account. For that, we will have to navigate on the bottom left where it says settings, and then we will have to navigate to email services. By default, if you don't even configure this dedicated domain for email, you would still be able to send the emails, but that's not going to be from your own dedicated domain. That would be from your agency domain or from a domain from the GoHighLevel. But it's always recommended to connect your own dedicated domain. And I have a separate video on where I explain in details what is a dedicated domain, what was the purpose of dedicated domain, and then how to connect it. So I'm not going into the details again. I will drop the link of that video in the description so you can watch that for the detailed explanation. But right now I'm just going to connect a dedicated domain. So for that, we will have to go to dedicated domain here, and then let's add a domain. So I'm going to connect a dedicated domain here, which is going to be email.ghlboy.com. You can also connect your root domain, which would be ghlboy.com, but that's not recommended. and why it's not recommended and why we need to create a subdomain for this. I have explained that in that video. So I'm going to use email.ghlboy.com, add and verify. Now the system is actually going to provide us with some DNS records that we will have to add to our that domain. So I will go to add record manually, but you can always go to continue and it's actually automatically going to add those DNS records in your domain hosting. But I will go to add record manually so we can see how we are going to add all these DNS records. So first of all, we will have to go to the domain providing of this domain provider of this domain, whichever GoDaddy, Namecheap, Cloudflare, wherever your domain is hosted. So in that case, and then we will have to add all these DNS records. So first of all, the first DNS record is txt, and here is the host name. So I'm going to copy this host name, and then I will go to my domain provider, which is right here, and I can add the DNS records here. So I will go to add, and then txt. The name is going to be the host name that I just copied from here, and then this is going to be the value that you can copy from it, but here is the value. And then I go here and I can put the value right here. You can leave the TTL to default or whatever it is on your end, and then add more. Let's see the next one. The next one is again txt, and here is the host name. So we'll go back and then txt, and then host name is this, and then it's going to be this value. So let's copy it over, add more records. The next one is cname. I'm going to copy this host name. This time it's cname, and that's the name, and here is the value. Copy it over, and here I can paste. Let's see, the next one is mx. This is the value. We go to mx. This is the name. And then the next is this value, which I can copy from here. Then the next again, it's mx, which is right here. This is the name. And then here is the value. And also here is the priority for these mx records, and for both it's 10. So I can just go here for the mx, priority is 10, and then the last one is txt. This is the name, add more records, txt. This is the name, and then here is the value, which I can paste right here, and then I can save all the records. And it's gonna take a little time to populate all these records. Let me see, continue and verify. Okay, let me grab that OTP and put it right here. Okay, so all the DNS records has been added. So now it might take a little time to populate. So right now, if you see, none of the DNS is being verified. So let's try to click on verified domain. Okay, so this one is being verified. This is not still being populated, and this one again has not been populated. So let's try again. Go back to dedicated domain, and then we will just have to keep trying verifying it again and again if we have input the correct DNS. So I will go to verified domain again. And then, okay, so now the only one left is the last one. So let's click again on the verified domain. So once it will be verified, it's going to redirect you back to the screen. Okay, so here you see the domain has been verified and the SSL has been issued. Sometimes what happens is when you have configured a dedicated domain and you have added all the DNS records and you have verified it, it will say here SSL pending. And then here you will see a button that says verify now. So you just need to click that button, verify now, and then it will drag you to the same screen where we see all the DNS records. And then you will just have to click on verify domain again. So you just keep trying verify it again and again unless it gets verified. So now we have connected our dedicated domain. So now what's going to happen is whenever an email will be sent from this sub account, it will be actually sent from this our own business dedicated domain. email.ghlboy.com. So that was the first step, setting up the email configuration. And now the next step is setting up the phone settings. And for the phone settings, it's pretty straightforward. You can just go to phone numbers, and on the top right, add number. You would be able to purchase any number. So for example, if I want to purchase a new phone number, and then I will go to filter, match to first part of the number. So in that case, you would be able to apply the filter based on your area. So for example, if I just want to have the phone number for 308, and then I can just apply this filter. Then here you can select what type of number you want. It doesn't matter for me, so I will apply all of that. So now I can see all 308 number, and then you can just click on any of them and proceed to buy, and your number will be configured with your account. And then the second thing is, if you are US or Canadian based business, then you will have to submit a regulatory compliance, which is called A2P 10DLC registration. For that, you will go to Trust Center right here, and then you will have to submit your brand and then campaign. I will actually create a separate video on this, how to successfully submit an A2P, but that's just kind of a registration where we will have to provide our business information and some of the other information to get compliant with their regulatory policies. Once you have done the A2P settings or A2P registration, then you will be able to send the SMS and receive SMS. But until you if you have not submitted the A2P, you won't be able to send the SMS from within the US or Canada. So first, setting up the email configuration. The second is setting up the phone number. So once you have configured that one, the next step would be, now we need a landing page where our leads can opt in. So I'm going to create a 3-step landing page or 3-step funnel. So the first step or the first page is going to be opt-in, where we will have a form and rest of the information about our landing page or services or products. And then we will have an opt-in form. So as soon as someone submits the opt-in form, it's going to redirect to the second step or second page, which will be a booking page with our calendar. And then once they schedule the calendar, then they will be redirected to a thank you page. So this is going to be our process or the lead journey throughout the funnel. So I will be creating it inside the funnels. So let's go there, start from blank. If you want to create it from blank, you can always start it, but you can always get some templates from the GoHighLevel templates library, or you can use the funnel AI to use the AI to create your landing page. Or if you're looking for a pre-made GoHighLevel landing pages templates, you can just visit market.jdfunnel.com, where you can have a lot of GoHighLevel pre-built in landing pages, and these all landing pages are actually built inside GoHighLevel funnel builder. So when you get this, you will be able to actually upload this into your GoHighLevel account, and then you will be able to go into GoHighLevel funnel builder to make the edits. So you can actually get, these are very good looking and very amazing landing pages. If I just show you a preview of any of them, this is actually built inside GoHighLevel, so you will be able to get it from there. But going back to our point, for example, for now, I'm just going to pick any template. So I will go here. Let's see which one I want to pick. Actually, it doesn't matter. I will go with any. Actually, I'm liking this one. So let's go with this one. This is the power of productivity. Okay, this is actually for the webinar, but never mind, whatever. Let's see if we can have something related to the product. So business coaching and consulting, I think that will look good. Okay, and then from this category, let me see, business services. I think this one will look good as well. So let's continue with this one. So again, just to give you a recall, this is going to be a 3-step funnel: the landing page, booking page, and the thank you page. I'm not going to play around with the colors and changing the content. That's simply drag and drop, so you will be able to do that. What I'm going to do is, when somebody clicks on get appointment, I want to open up a pop-up, and then here I would like to have a form. So for that, first I will have to create a form. So I'm just going to save this template, and I will go back, go to sites, and then on the top, go to forms, and then go to form builder. I have a separate video as well on how to create the forms and surveys inside GoHighLevel, in which I explain every detail about the form and surveys. So you can watch that video as well. I will drop the link in the description. But for right now, I will just create a simple opt-in form. So let's go create new. I'm going to make it as form, and then here I have first name. I will make it required field, then the last name is required, then phone is required, email is required, and I have these consent checkboxes. If you want to add any other fields, you would be able to drag it from here, or if you need to create custom fields, you can do that. And already, as I have already said, I have a separate video in which I explain everything about this, so you can just watch that video. Right now, I have a form which is good. First name, last name, phone, email. That looks perfect to me. Now I can just go back. So this form we will be using on the main page, and now we need a calendar that we can use on our booking page. So for that, I will go to settings and then go to calendars. Again, I have a separate video on how to create the calendars, in which I explain all the different types of calendars which are available inside GoHighLevel. So you can watch that video. I will drop the link in the description as well. But for right now, I will just create any calendar. Okay, so for right now, let's say I create anyone. Let's say I create an event calendar. My first calendar. Okay, I will name it as GHL boy calendar, and then I will leave everything as it is. So now we have created a calendar, which is right here. Now I can go to sites and configure my funnel or the landing page. So here, if you see, this is the template that we use. So first step is homepage, the second page is the appointment, and then we have the third one that says thank you page. So first of all, let's edit the homepage so that we can add our opt-in form on the main page. Here we are. So first of all, let's go to the pop-up on the top, add new, and then here, column, add element, and I'm going to add form right here, and then here I can pick up my form that I just created. Perfect. It looks amazing. Now I just need to make sure that all these call to actions are linked with the pop-up. So I will click on this call to action that says book upon get an appointment on the bottom. Instead of next step, I will link it with the open pop-up. I will have to make sure that I actually link all these to the pop-up. Let's see, book appointment, open pop-up. There we go. Let's save it. And now on the pop-up, we have a form. So what we will have to make sure that as soon as this form gets submitted, we redirect it to the next step, which is going to be our booking page. So let's save this. As soon as it gets saved, we will move to the next page, which is the appointment. And on the appointment page, which is our next step, we are going to put our calendar right here. So here, let me just delete it and add that element again. So here, I will go to calendar, and then I can select my first calendar right here. There we go. Here we have our calendar. On the bottom, everything looks good. And now we just need to make sure that everybody, as soon as someone schedules an appointment, it gets redirected to the next step, which is going to be our thank you page. So let's see, it gets saved. Let's move to the next page, which is a thank you page. Thank you for making your first purchase. Actually, you need to make it for making your first appointment. Okay, yeah, so like you can always customize this alt text and everything. So now we have a 3-step funnel. On the first page, here we have the home page. So we have the home page in which we have a pop-up opt-in form. As soon as someone submits the opt-in form, it will be redirected to the next step, which is a booking page with the calendar. As soon as someone schedules the appointment, then it will go to the thank you page. So this is going to be our lead journey. So now we have configured our landing page. Now we will have to connect a domain with this landing page. So for that, let's go to settings, and then we have to navigate to domains, where we are going to configure our domain that we are going to attach with this landing page. So I'm going to connect a domain here. I'm actually going to connect a subdomain demo.ghlvoid.com. I have also a separate video on how to connect a domain with your GoHighLevel landing pages or website, in which I explained how to connect a root domain, which will be ghlvoid.com or your domain.com. And then I also explained how to connect a subdomain, which can be www.ghlvoid.com or demo.ghlvoid.com. So you can watch that video. I will drop the link in the description. So right now I'm just going to create a subdomain for this. So I'll click continue, again add record manually. I will have to add this record in my DNS again. So it's going to be CNAME, and then the host name is going to be this. I will copy it over. Then I will go here to my domain, then add new record, not MX, sorry, it's going to be CNAME. The name is going to be this, and then this is going to be the required value, and I can drop it right here. So that's the only record that we need to add, and it's probably gonna ask me to verify. Let me find the code and put it right here. Okay, now as soon as you verify, your DNS will be added, and then we can go here and click on verify DNS record. So again, it's gonna take probably up to 30 seconds to populate that DNS record that we just added. So we will have to, sometimes what happens is when you first try, it doesn't get verified. So you just need to try it again. So once you will try 2 or 3 times, it will get verified. Depending on your domain provider or domain hosting, the time of populating the DNS records may vary. So let's see. We will just have to wait for it to get verified. There we go. It has been verified. Now we can select here, your domain has been successfully added. Now we can select a funnel or website where we want to link it with. So I'm going to link it with this business service. And then for all this, and then we have to connect it with the default page. Again, in my that video, I explained all these in details. So you can watch that one. So proceed to finish. Now we have actually connected a domain with our landing page as well. So people would be able to search for you right on the domain. There we go. We have added a domain successfully. Now when we go to sites and we go to funnels, here you would be able to see that domain which has been added. So now if I just open up a new tab and if I type demo.ghlvoid.com, let's go. Okay. Demo.ghlvoid.com looks good. Let's try it again. There we go. So that was just a matter of time populating the DNS records correctly. Now when we click on get appointment, we will see an opt-in form. We will actually do the complete test in the end. But right now our domain is configured, demo.ghlvoid.com, the landing page, 3-step funnel is connected, email settings are good, phone setting is good. Now we will have to create a pipeline. So now let's go to opportunities and go to pipelines right here. And we will have to create our first pipeline. So let's see the opportunities, add pipeline. Let me refresh. There we go. On the top right, create new pipeline. So I'm going to name it as, let's say, sales pipeline. So I will be creating a very basic, simple pipeline that can be used in most of the businesses which needs scheduling. So the first lead is going to be new lead. So as soon as someone submits the opt-in form, it will appear under this stage. The next stage would be so as soon as someone schedules an appointment, it will show up under this stage. The next one would be no-show, which is going to be the case if somebody has scheduled a call but they didn't show up on the call. So we can actually initiate the no-show sequence. And then the next would be follow-up. That can be a disposition after the call. So after an appointment, we will drag the card to this stage so that we can send them a follow-up. And then let's see, proposal need, or let's call it need proposal. And then the next one would be, let's say, proposal sent, and then next proposal accepted, and then next is project or service in working. Every business might have a different business process, so they will have to have a different stages in the pipeline, but I'm creating just a generic one. And then complete it. There we go. Let's save it, and here is the pipeline view, which is gonna look like on the front end. Let's see, it needs to be refreshed. Oh, come on, I just created one. I hope I saved it, but let me see. Here it is. Now let's go back to opportunities, and there we go. So here we have different stages. The first one is new lead, then book, no show, follow up, need proposal, proposal sent, proposal accepted, and then the next one is project in working, and then completed. So this is our sales pipeline. Now we will have to create the automation to make this pipeline actually functional. So for that we will have to navigate to automation, and then let's create some workflows for it. First of all, I'm going to create a folder which is called sales pipeline, and then inside that folder I will be creating different workflows. Now let me actually duplicate this because we will be needing it. So let's create the first workflow. When we will be going to create the first workflow, you will see different templates to pick it up, but I will be actually creating it from the blank or from the scratch. Here we are. Here we have some pre-made workflows templates, but I will be starting from the scratch. So let's hit continue. Here we are. I'm going to name it as new lead, dot new lead. Maybe it will be better if we type this way. Okay, so this is going to be our workflow. The trigger is going to be form submit. I have a separate video on in which I explain all the triggers and all the action of the workflows which are available inside GoHighLevel. So in that video, I actually explain each and every trigger and action. So I will drop the link of those videos in the description as well, so you can watch that. But for right now, we just need a form submitted trigger and add filter. Form is, so basically what we are saying to GoHighLevel that this is going to be our trigger of this workflow. So as soon as this form gets submitted, start or trigger this workflow. So what we are going to do here is, first of all, we are going to create an opportunity, and I'm going to use this one, create opportunity, because this one is like the old action and this is going to be depreciated soon. So I will use this one, create opportunity, and then here I will select the pipeline, which is sales pipeline, and then add field. The pipeline stage is new lead. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be our first action, create an opportunity inside this pipeline under this stage. So let's save it and save the workflow. So this is going to be our first action. And then what we are gonna do here is, I'm going to put a wait for 30 minutes and I will explain why I have this 30 minutes wait. But for now, I'm just going to put 30 minutes wait, and then here time delay, this is going to be 30 minutes. And now I'm going to actually create the nurture sequence of the SMS and emails, which we will be sending out to our leads so that they can schedule the call with us. Because this scenario is that someone submits the opt-in form. Now we have to send them SMS and emails to encourage them to schedule a call with us in case they have not scheduled the appointment right on the step. Because as soon as they will submit this form, they will be redirected to the booking page. But in case they left it from there and they didn't schedule a call with you, now we will be sending them SMS and emails with our booking page so that they can schedule a call with us. So in case you already have a copy or you want to write the copy for SMS and emails, you can do that. But in case you don't have, I can just go to ChatGPT and ask it for providing me the SMS and email sequence. Please provide me 5 SMS and email sequence for nurturing the leads who opted in. Goal of the sequence is to schedule a call with a booking link. There we go. Okay, there we go. Here we have email 1, SMS 1, then day 2, email 2, SMS 3, then the next day. So here it will be providing it, but for right now, I will be just creating email 1 and SMS 1, and then you can follow the same pattern to create the next sequence. For right now, let's say email 1, which is going to be this one. So I will just pick up this subject line. I will go here, and after 30 minutes, we are going to send them an email. Send email, action name would be 1, and then from name and from email you can put your business name and business email. Then this is going to be the subject line. Let's go back here and then copy it over, and then this is going to be our copy. But here we will have to use the custom values. So you can just go here, contact, first name. So whatever name was input in the form, it will get automatically updated here. Thanks for signing up. I noticed that you are interested in, then if you have any specific name of your service, you can input that here. Otherwise, you can just get rid of this. And then I would love to help you to solve their point. Again, you can customize this copy, but let's just schedule a time here, and here we have to put the booking link. So what I'm going to do is, instead of directly putting a booking link here, I will be creating a custom value, and then you will be using that custom value. And I will tell you why I'm not putting the direct link. But right now, let's save it and let's go save. Even before doing that, what I want to do is I want to actually assign this lead to our representative. In case if you want it to, for that you will just add another action, assign to user, and then here you can select a user. Right now there is no user inside this sub account, but once you have that, then you will be able to select that user if you want. But right now what we will have to do is we have to create a custom value. So let's go to settings and then go to custom values. Basically custom values are a good way to populate some dynamic fields. What does that mean is I'm going to create a booking page custom value, and then here under the value I have to type the URL of my booking page, which I can get from my funnel. And to grab my booking page URL, I will go to sites and then go to funnels, and we will go to our funnel that we have created, and then go to appointment page. This is going to be the URL of our booking page. So I will copy that, go to settings, and then go to custom values and edit this custom value and drop that URL right here. There we go. As soon as it gets saved, now I can just reload this page and that custom value will automatically pop up. So now the question is why I'm not directly using the booking page link inside the copies of email and SMS, and why I'm using the custom value. Because right now I will have to create 5 SMS and 5 emails. And if I just put direct link, and in case after some time I have to update my booking page link, I will have to go into each workflow, and inside each SMS and email, I will have to update that URL. But if I use a custom value, then what I can do is whenever I update my booking page URL, I can just go to custom value and update this URL right here. And then because we will be using this custom value inside all the SMS and emails, it will get automatically updated. So I will go to email right here. And then inside the booking link here, I can go to custom values and then under the custom values booking page. So I'm actually using the custom value, but when this email will be sent to the customer, this URL will be showing up there because this is the value of this custom value. So now in the future, if I have to update, I can just update this link here and then it will get automatically update here. So I will not need to go into each SMS and email to update that. And then under the best, if you want to use your business name, you can just go to custom values and then go to account name. And this account name means this one, my first account. Or if you want to use your own name, you can just type it. Otherwise, this looks good. There we go. And then that's the email. And then maybe with the wait of 2 minutes, we will send them out an SMS. So let's go here, copy over this action right here. Instead of 30 minutes wait, I will just put like 2 minutes wait. And then I can add actually SMS prior to the email. So SMS one, let's go to ChatGPT, copy it over, go back here. Inside the SMS, we have to make sure that all the custom values are there. And then here and inside the username, what we can do is this is the username. So this username is going to be the assigned user. For that, we will have to actually add the assigned user here. So then whenever assigned user is selected inside that action, his name is going to be automatically populated right here. So for example, if I am going to add assigned to user, and when I go here, I don't see any user because no user exists inside the sub account. What does that mean is if I go to sub account settings and I go to my stuff, I don't see any user here. So for that, I will have to switch to agency view, settings, and then go to team. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add this user inside that sub account. So let's look for that user. If any user does not exist that you want to add inside that sub account, then you can just add that user. But right now I have already that user inside this agency, so I can just select that sub account right here. So add sub account. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this user to this sub account as well. So let's hit save. There we go. Now if I switch to my first account and if I go to settings, go to my stuff, now I would be able to see that user right here. So now I can actually go to the workflows and assign a lead to this user. So what I'm going to do is as soon as a form gets submitted, I'm going to assign that contact or that lead to this user. There we go. And now inside the SMS where it says, hey, contact first name, this is user first name, which I grabbed from under the custom value from here. So now this is going to be the assigned user's first name. In this case, the assigned user is Ahmad JDF. So it's gonna say this is Ahmad from location, which is going to be my first account. So now we have configured SMS1 and email1. So following the same structure, putting some waits and then SMS2 and email2, then again wait SMS3 and email3. You can actually follow the same pattern to create the email sequence to up to whatever you want. So this is going to be our first workflow. I know I still have to explain why I have put this 30 minutes wait. So I'm going to explain this in a second. But now let's create the second workflow, which is going to be for the booking workflow. So let's call it 2.booked. I'm actually using the same pattern for the workflow as well that we have used inside the pipeline. So the first one was new lead and then the second one is going to be booked. So let's go here. That's going to be for booked. So the trigger is going to be appointment status and then add filter. Appointment status is confirmed in calendar, my first calendar. So the trigger is going to be every time an appointment gets scheduled in this calendar, what we are going to do is update opportunity. For that, we will have to use this one that says find opportunity, most recently created opportunity in this pipeline. So in case they have submitted the form, now that opportunity already exists in the first stage. So we will be finding that opportunity from that pipeline, and if opportunity found, update it to the next stage, which is going to be update opportunity. Update opportunity to the same pipeline, but into the next stage, which is going to be booked. And it's gonna be same thing if we did not find any opportunity, still we want it to be created but not update. So I'm going to just delete this action. So if opportunity found, update it to the next stage. If not found, then create it in that stage. So create opportunity in sales pipeline and in the booked stage. And then from there, what we can do is now we have to, the first action that we have to apply here is going to be remove from workflow, so that it gets removed from the new lead workflow, because in the new lead workflow we are sending them SMS and emails to schedule a call with us, but in this case they have already scheduled a call, so we need to make sure that we have removed them from the previous workflow. So in that case, another workflow, and that one is going to be new lead workflow. So what we want is, as soon as someone schedules an appointment, we want it to be removed from the different workflow. Let me rename it with the correct pattern. There we go. Let's save it. But here we also want to use go to, and then from here. So what's going to happen is, if opportunity found, then update opportunity. If not found, create opportunity. And after this, go to this, because rest of the automation is going to be same for both of these. And then again, we have to just put the appointment reminders and confirmation. So if you have the copy, that's great. But if not, then we can again ask the ChatGPT. Please provide appointment confirmation and reminders sequence. There we go. Okay, first one, immediate. So this is going to be the first email. Let's put it here. Email, send email. Email one. And here is going to be a subject line. That was supposed to be the subject line. And then here is the copy of that email. There we go. We go here. You can always update the copy, but the important things I will customize. For example, this custom value, it has to say the correct custom value, which is going to be high contact first name, tag for scheduling, appointment details, and time. Here we want to add appointment. So let's go back here. Appointment, start date, time, and then meeting link. Here we have to put the meeting link. We go here, and under the appointment, we will meeting location. What to expect, you can always customize this text. But the next is, we want to allow them for reschedule. Actually, this is how it shows the reschedule and cancellation. And then what I'm gonna do is go here under the custom values, the schedule link, and then I also need the cancellation link. Then I actually need add to Google Calendar, and then add to iCalendar and Outlook Calendar. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna copy this, select this reschedule, hyperlink it with the custom value, that is going to be this one, and I can open it up in the new tab. The same thing I'm going to do with the cancellation link, hyperlink, and inside the URL I will use and then here under the new window, and then I have to load some. Okay, add to Google, then add to highlevel slash outlook. The same thing I'm actually going to do with this one. This is for Google. So let's copy it over, edit URL right here, new window, and then the same thing for this. I'm going to hyperlink it with this new window. There we go. And then on the bottom line, looking forward speaking with you, and then let's do this. Okay, and then inside your name, you can either use account name like your business name, or you can use the assigned username. So in case you want to use any of these. So that's going to be our email. And then let's copy the first SMS. Let's go here. You can put a wait for like 2 minutes, or even if we don't need to wait for 2 minutes to send the confirmation SMS, because it has to be sent out immediately. So send SMS, and then first name, that would be contact first name, your call with assigned user, that would be user first name, is confirmed for, here we have to use appointment, custom values, which will be appointment, start date, time. It is the meeting link, and meeting link is going to be under right here. And then add to your Google Calendar, because inside the SMS we cannot actually make it hyperlink, so we can actually get rid of this. And let's make it like this. There we go. The same way you can actually create the next one, but there is a different in terms of the wait step. So first what we will have to do is, if you see here inside the reminders, this is 24 hours before the call. In the new lead workflow, that was a simple time delay of 1 day or 2 days, but this time is going to be actually referred with the appointment time, whatever the customer has selected. So in that case, what we will have to do is we will have to use this wait, but instead of time delay, we are going to use event appointment booking time before. In our case, it's going to be 24 hours or 1 day. So I will just select 24 hours, wait 24 hours before the appointment. And then here you can actually put the next email and SMS that will be sent out 24 hours before the selected appointment time. So that's how you will create the appointment reminders workflow. And now I'm going to tell you why we have put the wait of 30 minutes in the start of that new lead workflow. Because what's going to happen is, let me open up that one as well. Let's go to automation. Let's go to this folder and open up this. Okay, so just to give you a recall, on our landing page, we have a 3-step funnel. The first step is opt-in, and then the second step is the booking page. So in this workflow, we are actually starting the emails and SMS after 30 minutes, in which we are asking them to schedule a call. So what's going to happen is, as soon as they submit the form, they will be redirected to the booking page. And at the same time, whenever the form gets submitted, they are still on the booking page, this workflow is going to be triggered. So we are giving them 30 minutes. So if they want to schedule the call right on our website or funnel, and when they will schedule that call, we don't want to send these emails and SMS. So we will remove them from this workflow. But in case if they don't schedule the call, then they will not be removed from this workflow, and then the SMS and email sequence will be sent out. So that's why we have actually given them a time of 30 minutes if they want to schedule the call right on our booking page. Because if we did not have these 30 minutes, what would happen is a customer will go to your funnel or website, and then with them they will submit the form. This workflow will get triggered and they will immediately receive the first SMS and email, even though they were actually scheduled a call on your calendar. So it doesn't look professional. So that's why we have put a wait of 30 minutes. If they don't schedule the call within 30 minutes, then the first SMS will be sent out. Otherwise, if they schedule the call in the next 2, 5, 10 or within the 30 minutes, then they will be actually removed from this workflow, because here we have that action that is going to be removed from the new lead workflow. So that was the purpose of having 30 minutes. And then this is going to happen. And then you're also connecting these pipeline stages with the workflows as well. So in the new lead workflow, we have created the opportunity in this stage, and in the next workflow, we have created the opportunity in this stage. So now what's going to happen is after the call, because the system does not know if the call was showed or no show. So in this case, if the call is no show, then we will have to actually manually drag that card under here so that we can tell the system that this appointment was no show, this client didn't show up. So our trigger for the next workflow is going to be pipeline state change. So what does that mean is I'm going to create, I will be actually just duplicating this workflow, because some of the configurations are already there, so it will save my time. I'm going to name it as no show. So let's go to the no show workflow. So in this workflow, our trigger is not going to be form submitted. Our trigger is going to be pipeline state changed, add filter, select the pipeline, and then select the stage. So now this workflow, no-show workflow, will get triggered when we will change the pipeline stage to the no-show. So we will have to do manually. This step is going to be manual. So we will drag the card under no-show. And then this workflow is going to be triggered. And at this point, we don't need this because the lead is already assigned to a person. And then we don't need this action either because we have already manually updated the stage to that stage. The only thing that we need to do is after 30 minutes, we have to send them SMS and emails with the rescheduling link. So for that, you can just go to ChatGPT and ask, provide me with the no-show sequence, and it's going to provide you with the no-show sequence, and then you can just update the copy and SMS for this sequence. Right? The important thing was how this no-show workflow is going to be different, because the new lead that was triggered on form submission, that action has to be done by the customer. The second workflow was booked. That again, the trigger was appointment confirmation, like whenever the appointment gets confirmed, and that has to be done by again the customer. But this one, because the system or the customer is not going to do anything if it is no show, so we will have to see if your client did not show up, you can manually drag that card under no show, and then this workflow is going to be triggered, in which we will have our no show sequence to be sent out. And then this way you can customize it based on your own requirement. So this is going to be our no-show. The next is follow-up. Again, this is going to be the manual. So because you took the call with the client, and if you think you have not closed the client yet and you need to make some follow-ups with that client, then in that case, you will drag that card under the follow-up sequence to start that workflow. So the trigger is going to be kind of same as we did for the no-show. So I will just duplicate that no-show. So again, for the follow-up, you can ask the ChatGPT to provide you with the sequence for the follow-up if you have taken the call with the customer. But here we will have to change the stage because we want this workflow to be triggered when you change the pipeline stage to the follow-up and not to the no-show. So that's that. You can just, and then again, you can update the copy and wait time according to your requirements. So that will be that. And then the next stage is need proposal. That is again is going to be a manual step. So for example, when you took a call with the customer and he said, okay, send me your proposal. And in that case, you will actually drag that card on the right here, which is called need proposal, so that you don't forget. If you have 3 or 4 continuous calls, you might can get forget. So after a call, you will just quickly update that state to the need proposal, so that you will be receiving the reminders from the system that you have to prepare a proposal for this client. And then when your all call gets end, you can just go back here and see how many proposals you have to create. So in that case, again, our trigger is going to be pipeline state change. So what we will do is we will just duplicate this one, and I'm going to 5, and instead of follow-up, need proposal. But in this workflow, we are not going to send any SMS or email to the contact. We are going to actually send the SMS or emails to the user, like the business user or your team member, because your team member has to create a proposal. The first thing, we will have to update this right here, because this workflow needs to be get started when we update the pipeline stage to this one, need proposal. And then here, instead of SMS, we will not be using this one, because this SMS will be sent out to customer, and we don't want to send out to customer any SMS and at this stage. What we want is, we actually want to send an internal notification to our internal team member. So send internal notification, and here we have 3 type of notifications. Do we want to send the email to the team member, or do you want to send the notification? The notification means the system notifications that will show up right here, or if you have installed the GoHighLevel mobile app, you will see a push notification. So that is what is called notification. And then the third one is SMS, that will be sent to the customer on the phone number which they have under this. So the email will be sent out to this one if we are sending the internal notification to this user, and it will be sent out to this phone number if we send out the SMS. But the notification will be sent out to them if they are logged in on mobile app or desktop app. It will send them a notification. So you can configure it based on your requirement. I will just configure the system notification, and the title, let's say anything, need proposal, or, and here I can use the custom value of contact full name, need proposal for a customer name. And then here you can actually put the description, need proposal for name, phone, just in case if you need their name, phone, or email. So I will go to name, contact, and full name, phone, that's going to be this, and then email, that's going to be contact email. So it is the contact information, we need a proposal. And then on the bottom page, redirect action. So that mean is, when you receive a push notification, when you click on it, where do you want the team member to get redirected? Either you want it to be on the contact page, or conversation, or opportunity. So the contact page would be when we will have a contact. Let's go to contacts, and let's add a contact page real quick. For example, boy, I'm just going to show you what does it mean by contact page. info@ghlboy.com, and I'm going to leave the phone number. So this is going to be a contact page where you can see all the contact information. And then the other page was conversation and opportunity. The conversation is going to be this one, and you go to conversation, and if you have any contact here, you will be redirected to this page. Or the opportunity means you will be redirected to this opportunity page. So based on your requirement, you can select that, but normally you would go to conversation, so that because when the proposal is ready, you can actually send that to. And then to who you want to send this notification to. And here we have different options: all users, particular user, or user assigned to the contact. So this one is recommended. So to whom the lead is assigned to, we will be sending this notification to that person. Or if you want to select any particular user, you can select that one as well. And then again, you will only see the users which are added to the sub account. So let's go back to, instead of particular user, we go to user assigned to the contact. There we go. So now this is the notifications that we will have to send out with the gap of some time. I would recommend like at least put a 1 hour, because that's kind of a priority task. And then here you can keep on creating the next notifications that you want to send out to your internal team member. But the first one will be sent out after 30 minutes, and then the next one will be sent out after 1 hour. So in this way, you can configure the waits and notifications for your team member. Again, this need proposal automation is actually for our internal team member. This is not for the customer. So that's why we have used internal notification instead of send email or send SMS. And then this workflow will actually get triggered when we will update the pipeline state change to need proposal. Let's go to the next one, which is proposal sent. So for the proposal, what we can use is GoHighLevel also has a proposal and contracts feature. So we can go to payments, and then on the top here we have the documents and contracts, which is actually called proposals. So here let's go to the templates. You can create a template here. Let's see. Import from template library. For the moment I will select any, hit continue. And then you can also collect the payments within these proposals as well. So as soon as this template gets added, so the normal practice of using GoHighLevel's proposal or contracts is actually you can create one template, and then whenever you want to send a proposal to the client, you can just use that same template. So here, you can play around with these settings and all that stuff. And then here you can add the item, your products, whatever you want to charge them. And then if you need signature and all that stuff. But here we have a CRM integration proposal, let's say. We have created a proposal. So what we will have to do is you will have to use this template, and you can send it out to any contact. And for example, what we can do is so you can just go here and use template, and then it will also open up the proposal editor, and then you would be able to send it to somebody. But in terms of automation, what we will have to do is we will need proposal, and after need proposal we want this automation to get triggered. And what we want is, for example, as a team member, I will go in, use that proposal template, and I will send it to client. And what I want is, as soon as I send that proposal, I want the opportunity card to be updated into the stage automatically because I have sent the proposal. So this is my case scenario. And then I also want to send the reminders to this client if they have not accepted the proposal yet. So for that, I will go to automation, and I'm actually going to duplicate this one. I will name it as proposal sent. Let's create proposal sent. First of all, the trigger is not going to be pipeline state change. The trigger is going to be document and contracts, add filter. Template is in case you have multiple templates and you don't want to trigger this workflow on all the templates. So that's why I always recommend to apply the filters. And then status is sent. So whenever this document will get sent to a contact, this workflow is going to be automatically triggered. So in that case, the first thing that we want to do is find opportunity in most recent and in pipeline, sales pipeline, and then the stage is actually we don't know the stage, whatever stage it is, but we want to find the pipeline from that stage. If it is found, then update the opportunity to the next stage, which would be in the pipeline of this, and then the stage is proposal sent. So what we have done is, as soon as we will send a proposal to a contact, it will get added to this workflow. We will find an opportunity. If it is found, then it will be updated to that stage. If it is not found, then we will create the opportunity in the same stage. So sales pipeline, and then stage is sent. There we go. And then again, we can use go to action to link it right here. And then here, instead of 30 minutes, I would actually recommend to use at least 1 day wait, because we have just sent them proposal, so it needs time to go through that proposal. So instead of 30 minutes, I will make it 1 day. After 1 day, we are going to send them first SMS, but make sure you update the copy. The only thing that I will let you know here is it's going to be the custom value of the document, so that they can actually sign it if they have not signed it yet. So we will go to documents and then right here document URL. So it's going to automatically pull up the URL of the document. So whenever they will receive that SMS, there will be a document URL. They would be able to go to that URL directly and accept your proposal. The same thing we would like to add under the email. Just make sure you update the copy, and once you've done that, you can just use the custom value of document and contracts and then URL here. But you can also use the different custom values which are available under the document, but that's going to be the main important thing right here. So this is the proposal sent, and then here you can add the follow-up reminders for the customer to accept your proposal in case they have not accepted. So like you can create at least 2 or 3 weeks sequence or reminders or the follow-up for the customer if they have not signed your proposal yet. And then the next one, what we are going to do is the next is proposal sent, proposal accepted. So what we want is as soon as the customer or the lead accepts the proposal, it should get automatically updated to this stage, and then it should get removed from this sequence because we are sending them reminders. But it doesn't make sense to keep sending them reminders because they have already accepted our proposal. So I will just duplicate this one, proposal accepted, and this is going to be 07 create. Let's go to proposal accepted, and inside here what we need to change is only the status, which is signed and accepted. So as soon as they will accept or sign your proposal, this workflow is going to be started and find the opportunity. That's great. The only thing that we will have to update is going to be the state. Instead of proposal sent, we want it to be updated under the proposal accepted, and the same thing we want here under the create opportunity. We want to create it under the proposal accepted. There we go. And rest, I don't think we need to have any follow-up sequences right here, so you can just get rid of this. Or maybe what we can do here is, let me see. Okay, for example, instead of, because at this point the customer has accepted a proposal, you can at least send them a thank you email or SMS. So that would be good. This is the first SMS, and then after 2 minutes you can actually send them a confirmation SMS and email. You can kind of send them a thank you SMS or emails where thank you for signing or accepting our proposal, and here is the next step, whatever you want to have inside your call. And then additionally what we can do here is we can also send an internal notification to our user, because we have to let the team member know that the customer has accepted the proposal, so please proceed with the next steps. So again, I will go to notification, proposal accepted from, and then go to contact full name. Please proceed with the next steps, or whatever information you would like to have here. And then here, let's go redirect them to notification, and then this notification is going to be for the user assigned to this contact. There we go. And then because this go-to is actually connected here, so if a lead comes through this branch, this action is going to be skipped. So I'm going to disconnect it from here and then connect it from here. So what's going to happen is update opportunity and then internal notification to a team member. The same way, create an opportunity and go to internal notification, then send a confirmation SMS or thank you SMS and email to the client. So this is going to be proposal accepted. Now let's see the next one, because once the proposal has been accepted, now project in working. So what you want to do is you will manually drag that card under here when you have started their project. So this is going to be a manual step. So I will actually use this one, duplicate, and this is going to be our number 8. Project in working. And here the pipeline stage is going to be project in working, because we want to trigger this or start this workflow when we have updated the stage to project in working. When that's done, and then we can actually send the SMS and email to the client right away, saying that your project has been started, blah blah blah, we will keep you posted. And then you can also set up an internal notification for your other team member who is actually going to work on this project or communicate with the client moving forward. So this is going to be our project in working workflow. And then once we have, the next stage is completed. So that means once the project is completed, you can actually drag that card to here under the completed one. And in that case, we want to send out the review request so that they can leave a Google or Facebook review for us. But for that, what we will have to make sure that first of all, let me configure this one. So what I want to do here is, let me just duplicate this one, and then 09 completed. Let's go. Instead of project in working, we want to trigger this when we update the stage to completed, and then we are not actually going to do anything like this. So delete all actions. So what we want to do here is, we want to send review request. And when we go there, here we have different review type. Do you want to send it via email or SMS or WhatsApp? Just make sure that for the WhatsApp, we have configured the WhatsApp with this sub account as well. So for example, if you want to do the SMS, and then here we will have to configure these reputation settings as well, which I can come to in a second. If you just click here, it will try. But once you have configured that, then an SMS will be sent out to the customer as soon as you update the stage. And then the same way, let me see, we also want to send them an email request. So for that, we will have to add this action twice. So I'm going to copy it and put it right here. And then instead of SMS, I want to send the email as well. There we go. So as soon as we mark this project as one, completed, and a review request will be sent via SMS as well as via email. So now let's get back here where we have to configure our application management setting. So for the SMS email here, you can also enable the review AI, but normally if you don't want to turn on review AI, just forget about this and then directly switch to the review link. And here you can just put your Google review link or Facebook review link right here. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go to sub account settings, and then under the integrations, and you go to sub accounts, and we go to integrations, which is right here. You will have to connect your Google account, and then you will have to connect your Google My Business page right here. Once you have connected that, then it will actually automatically fetch your Google review link. And the same way, if you have connected your Facebook page or Instagram page, it will automatically capture your Google review link from there, and you will see it under here. So that is going to be this, and then whatever the review link is right here, or if you have connected your Google My Business page, your Facebook page, or Instagram page, then that link will show up here, and this is the link that will be sent out to your clients in these SMS and emails. And then here is the SMS. If you want to customize this SMS, it's going to look like this by default, but you will be able to, you will have to just turn it on the top right, and then here you can customize the text and different settings for the email. The same thing for the SMS, and then the same thing you can do for the email. You can configure the template if you want, but you can always use the premium templates that you have right here. So this is how you configure your reputation management settings, and then this SMS and emails is actually going to be configured from here. But this is going to be our end of pipeline. So when we go to opportunities, we will see that we have configured all the workflows and we have linked all the automations with the different pipelines as well. But right now, because all of our workflows are in draft mode, we have not published them yet. So this is not going to work until we publish them. Right now, you see all of them are in draft mode. So we will have to publish it. We can publish it from here on the top right corner and then click on save. Or we can also publish the workflows directly from this view. So I can just click on three dots and publish workflow. There we go. So just make sure that whenever you create a workflow, you publish them. So right now, if you see, I have configured the top two, but I will publish this one as well. And I'm going to test the first three workflows because the rest of the workflow is actually going to be on the same pattern. So the new lead has to be triggered. So now let's just test our automation. So let me just delete this contact. And so the contact should be deleted. Let's see. There we go. The contact has been deleted. Now we can actually go and test. So let me just refresh it. There we go. So I'm going to open up this pop-up and submit this opt-in form. Okay, so I'm going to name it as GHLY. And the phone number I'm going to put is +1 786 786 7867. The email is going to be test@ghlboy.com. And then I have to give my consent and let's submit. There we go. As soon as we submit the form, we have been redirected to the next step. But let's see how does it look on the back end. So let's go to opportunities first. There we go. The opportunity is there, which means one of the workflow has been triggered. Let me just refresh this page. And if you see here, total enrolled 1 and it's still active. So if we just go into this workflow to see where it is active. Okay, so as soon as form gets submitted, so it's sitting here, which means this action has been performed. The lead has been assigned to a user. What does that mean is, if we go back to contacts, and if we open up this contact, it has been assigned to this person, which was selected on the workflow and the JDF. And then let me see what the next is. Yeah, so now it's actually sitting here and waiting for the 30 minutes. So that means I have 30 minutes to schedule the call. If I don't schedule it within the 30 minutes, I will be receiving the next SMS and email in which I will have my booking link and all that stuff. So, but if let's say I am going to schedule an appointment right away, whatever information, first name, GHL, boy, phone number is +1 786 786 786. 786 786 786 and then the email is going to be test@ghlboy.com and then let's schedule the appointment. See, the pipeline stage should get updated. See, it's been automatically updated to the next stage, which means the next workflow has been started. So now it's active right here. So if we just open up this workflow, it will show us that what has happened and where it is sitting at the moment. Okay, let's see. It is being removed. If we go to execution logs. Okay, so it's being removed from the workflow. Okay, let me see what was the wait. 24 hours before. Okay, so 24 hours before was already in the past, so it has actually gone through this workflow and it being ended. And we have to add another thing because we have a no-show workflow. So what we will have to make sure that we actually remove them from the no-show as well once they have scheduled a call. Because otherwise, if the client has been no-show and we have added them to a no-show workflow and they have scheduled a call, it's going to be still active in the no-show workflow and they will be keep receiving the emails for schedule a call again, which doesn't make sense. So but we will make sure that we remove them from no-show as well as the new lead once they schedule a call with us. So that's that. And now, for example, on my appointment day, the customer did not show up. Now I want to add him to the no-show sequence. So in that case, I will just drag that card under the no-show and it's gonna trigger my next workflow, which is the no-show workflow. So let's see when we go to automation and we go to sales pipeline, and now it's active under this one, which is called no-show. So let's see. So it's like sitting here and waiting for the 30 minutes. But after 30 minutes, I will be receiving the next SMS and email. But as soon as I will schedule the call, I will be added again back to the booked workflow and then I will be removed from this workflow. So the same way when you will follow the next steps throughout your pipeline, it's gonna follow all the workflows that we have created. So right now it's under the no-show. So the same way we will do drag it to the follow-up, but right now because we have not published rest of the workflows, so that's why it's not going to trigger. But this is going to be the good example of creating a simple pipeline. So this was the complete overview of account setup inside GoHighLevel. I know this has been went along, but it's gonna take time because we have covered I think everything that was supposed to be done while setting up an account. So just to give you an overview of today's video, we created the sub account first, and then inside the sub account we set up the email configuration in which we connected a dedicated domain. Then we talked about how to configure the phone settings and how to purchase the phone numbers. Then we actually created a 3-step funnel in which our flow was: the first page was opt-in, the second page was booking, the third page was thank you, and then we connected a domain with that landing page as well. And then we created a sales pipeline with the different stages, and then we created the automations which were actually linked to that pipeline to make the pipeline functional so that you would be able to sweep it. And then we also talked about how to configure your reputation settings so that a review request will be sent out to your customers. So that was the whole account setup. I hope you will find this video very helpful, and if you do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not subscribed, and press the bell icon so that you can get all the new updates from me. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.
The GoHighLevel boy,
Ahmed at the GHL boy.
GHL boy,
Thank you, Ahmed, and thank you to the rest of your team.